All right. Second question. Cyrus, somebody is asking for your opinion on tax policy. Given the government's recent decision to exclude stamp duty from the cost of a house and the removal of indexation benefits, how will this impact homeowners in terms of increased tax rates and overall affordability?
Yeah, firstly, capital gains is the bigger issue, which I'm not very clear about at the moment. How much you'll have to pay, whether you'll have to buy another house if you sell a house, etc.
You
to
do.
avoid.
You always do.
Yeah, so all that, which is so unnecessary. I thought I'm not
No,
happy
but
with
I
that.
think capital gains is a globally accepted form of taxation.
But it's forcing your hand in a sense. So I'm just thinking that there's got to be another way out of it.
How?
There's got to be another way.
Don't ask specifics.
Don't ask specifics. And all said and done, at the end of the day, if I earn so much money from the sale of a house, I don't want to be almost terrorized into putting it into something else, because then you're making the decision for me.
But
This is my money now to do what I want with
So
it. Why is there's too much government interference?
It's entirely your money to do what you want to, pay your tax, and do what you want with it.
No, so that's what I'm saying.
These are ways to avoid the
I
tax.
feel we're overtaxed. And let me take this a little further. And I mentioned this before. Only 2% of the entire country's income tax is basically recorded.
Yes.
Okay, so why don't they concentrate on getting a bigger market there? Because it's the same middle class people like us and people watching the show.
Let me ask you a
who are trying to
question.
figure out all the tax implications. And that's why this question comes in.
Let me ask you a simple question here.
Stop being pro-government.
I'm not
What
pro-government.
the hell's wrong with you? Wait till Trump comes to power.
I am not pro-government. I am anti people complaining about taxes in India, considering what our rates are. Okay. Do you think that people who make 10 lakh rupees a year should pay tax?
See,
Because that's how
debatable.
you that's how you get there, right? You say increase it beyond 2%. How do you get there?
No, but you can give a small amount, right? I mean, you're giving 5% tax for the next bracket.
But it's not worth collecting it.
No, it is worth it.
It's not. The administration cost is not worth the collection.
Figure out a way to collect it where the administration cost comes down.
No, but
it's a feats of engineering. You have to figure it out. There's got to be a way.
There has, but why does this bother you? It will become net zero only, no? If your administration cost is 100 rupees to collect 100 rupees,
people who are outside, you're only looking at the lower bracket. But there are people they're not able to catch who don't pay tax.
That is an enforcement issue. That's not a tax rate issue.
That's where I think if you're asking me, Nirmala auntie should be looking at that more.
But so that is a very valid point. Enforcement's a very valid point, and people should be pushing for more.
Your DC Indians are 1% of the population and they pay over 6% of tax, total tax of America. And here, we are not able to open more than 2%. It's just about 2%.
That's also
is what we've captured as a market.
That's a very fallacious comparison.
You can't just say fallacious and fallacious.
No, it is a fallacious comparison. Okay,
when you're just denying.
I'm not denying.
Like Holocaust didn't happen, bus ho gaya.
No, I'm explaining and I'm denying.
Go ahead, explain.
And then I will give you an explanation, right? When you talk about the US population in India, and this stuff has been like in the news significantly now because of Kamala Harris and
the Republican senators just brought it up.
No, the Vance's wife as well, the JD Vance's wife.
The Republican senators just brought it up about 3-4 days back. Yeah.
What?
He gave these figures out, talking about his constituency, about 1 lakh constituents. Anyway,
okay, whatever. But the point being, more than anything else, right, that essentially the folks who went to America would have been taxpayers in India. But they were not able to make it in. They did not want to stay in India. They had better opportunities over there. But all of the people, pretty much, who have emigrated to India would be part of this, or who have emigrated from India would be part of this tax bracket, because they all come from places where they would be high income earners over here in this country, right? So I think it's fallacious to say that you are 1% over here and that much taxation is done over there. I think what's more true over here, right?
I'm saying 1% of the population there is paying 6% of their entire tax.
So
that's a contribution. Okay, here you've only been able to touch about 2% of the entire population and hold them under the bracket of income tax.
But again, the problems are not around the taxation policies. The problems are around what is your growth, what is your income level in the country just generally, and what is your tax enforcement.
But you're saying we shouldn't tax anybody under X amount of money because the admin in trying to collect that tax will be madness.
Yeah.
I'm saying work around it. That's why we.
But what is the point?
Be creative. I don't know. I know my area of expertise. I'm saying, but they should figure out more ways to expand the net.
But again, just
expand the net. It's simple, cheaper by the dozen. That's all.
Think about what 10 lakh rupees a year is, and you want to tax these people?
It's okay. We can figure this out now. We're not
but that's the number, right? Right now, the number is you pay tax if you make over 10. If you pay under 10, you have to pay you don't pay tax.
9, I think. But the point of the matter is that increase the market so that everybody will benefit.
But you do that through increasing the overall development of the society.
Wasting time renaming roads and opening roads left, right, and center, getting chief guests and all that. I don't think we should really be focusing in all this.
I have as much contempt for this kind of dramatic renaming of roads and all this stuff as anybody.
What I'm trying to say is just wasting time with all these
I
move
agree.
calm, as we say in Hindi.
I
Move away
agree.
from all that and figure out a better way to widen the net, make it a bigger net so that it affects everybody in a positive way.
Listen, I agree. I don't agree about the bigger net. I agree about making it a bigger net by increasing the overall income
No,
levels
you're
of the
only
country.
looking about going down because that's a larger population
But
that
that's
earn
what
less,
it
etc.
is.
I'm saying stay up.
How many people are
stay
up?
sideways. All the people you're
How
not
many
you're not
people are
catching
up?
it. Enough people not paying tax. Abhi sir just told me he's never paid tax in his life. He's making more than 10 lakhs a year. Has 4 houses in Maharashtra. Sorry, I shouldn't mention all that. Huh? Bike ka naam pe. Jugaad number 1.
I really do feel this way, right? I feel like the amount of complaining about tax rates and marginal tax rates and all that kind of stuff right now at this point in time, right? This question itself, right? The indexation versus long-term capital gains versus this. I mean, like stable tax policy is what matters.
Anyway, we need to research this more. I want to see if I sell a house, if I have a house to sell and I sell it, whether I'll be what the implications on capital gains. I definitely don't want to buy another house.
So the broad implications would be this: you have to buy a house if you sell a property. You have to buy a property.
And if it's going towards that 30% mark and all that, it becomes a little
But
scary.
actually, that's only one property. I think the second property you have to pay tax no matter what. I think you are allowed one livable property.
Let's not say I think. Let's find out from the
No, I'm pretty sure about this, that you're allowed one livable property.
Let me talk to my
if it's a
CA.
second property, then you have to pay tax no matter what.
I'll talk to my CA right now. We have, as you know, 7-8 properties. Abesa also has lots of properties. And so we'll figure out. We'll come to a compromise. There's always the under the table, as we say in India.
Yeah.
We'll come to some understanding with the government.
But
yeah,
I don't think we're going to agree on this because in my mind, at least, I think that Indian tax rates generally, when you look at them internationally and compared to anywhere else,
leftist bent of mind, which scares me after some time. We will take a break and come back.
It's not a leftist bent of mind.
Yeah, you want to worry about the working classes and say, oh, then they shouldn't be taxed. I'm like, screw them. What do I care? Everybody should be taxed.
They are already taxed. The 30% consumption tax, VAT, that's the thing to fight on. Not this bullshit. The fact that you pay 28% on fucking property, that's the thing to fight on.
Tax them all from 0 to 100 and catch more people. That's what I'm saying.
But that's what VAT is. That's what GST is, right? GST taxes everybody because now if you're buying an air conditioner, you're paying 30% more. You're buying a car, you're paying 30% more. You're buying a property,
you can't sell that to me. I just feel you're forcing my hand.
I think capital gains is actually one of the most progressive forms of taxation there is because you are paying. So one is you're not paying on notional, you're paying on actual. Right, and that matters here, right? You should not have to pay on notional. That's one of the things that is a problem in the tax policy that needs to be fixed. Where where occasionally you have to pay on notional capital gains. Actual capital gains, I think, is one of the most progressive because you have made money doing something, and based on that making money,
you made money.
If you sold
made money, this is what you own. If you're acting like it's a benefit, it's not a benefit. This is a fair deal.
Did you not get appreciation for it? Sell it for the same price.
Appreciation is of your own accord.
But it is appreciation. No.
So if it's of your own accord, there's no need for anybody else to get benefit.
So you disagree with capital gains
that is because of time, and that is because of market forces.
So you completely disagree with the idea of capital gains.
I'm not saying that there can't be any tax. I just feel that we should make it
capital gains, right? The capital gains tax is.
I'm saying remove capital gains and give us a basic sort of housing tax. Which is acceptable.
So the thing is that the things that are crazy in the housing space are GST being charged on property purchases. The things that are crazy is the amount of stamp duty. These are ridiculous.
So these things have to be looked at then collectively.
They should be, but if capital gains is fine, I think.
No, Amit, stop this. The day you have 6 properties, then you'll understand the pain of being middle class. Let's take a break, then we'll come
6
back.
Properties, middle class.
I'm dealing with these people who don't understand what it's like just to be average Joe, trying to sell a few houses here and there. पैसा निकालने का एक pocket से दूसरा pocket से ये कौन करेगा? I don't want this work. Shah Jahan himself left India after some time. He couldn't do it. The Taj Mahal, he couldn't do a resale.